Hey Goran, welcome to the MasterCard Cup. Just want to give you an opportunity here to view your swing at regular speed. We'll let that play on through. We'll put you back in your address position, and we'll go ahead and take a look at a few things for you. So while we got you back here in your address position, let's take a look at your posture. Lower spine is straight and on a nice tilt. Legs come down into a nicely unlocked position. Your arms hang down out in front of you, and the golf club works out to the ball. So you're achieving reasonably good posture here in association with pretty decent balance, although you might be a little bit on your heels. What I'd probably like to do with your posture is just sort of get you to stand perhaps maybe a little taller. So we get your spine maybe a little bit more here. That would obviously get your legs to go from a bent position to maybe just a little bit of an unlocked position. Then from there, let your arms hang down so your hands get a little closer to your thighs, and then let the golf club work out to the ball from there. So taking it sort of from a little bit of a reaching position with your arms, where your knees are bent, you're sort of sitting back on your heels, to a position where we're a little bit taller, a little bit more athletic ready on the balls of our feet, hands a little closer to our legs. That would be ideal right there. Okay. From here, posture looks pretty decent, and then the alignment looks good as well. So from here, we'll do a little split screen comparison between you and Jordan Spieth. I've got some color-coded lines up on the screen just to use as a visual reference as it pertains to swing plane. We can see with Jordan, as he initiates his takeaway, creates good shoulder rotation, bringing the arms and hands back as well as the club. And the club travels back directly along the red line on plane. Also, through the early stages of the golf swing, we want to transition the club head from currently being below and in front of our hands to getting that club head above and behind our hands. And then from here, we're going to work the club from red up towards the blue-yellow V zone. When we finally set the club at the top of the backswing, we either want to have the left arm of the golf club situated on the yellow line, anywhere in between the blue-yellow V zone, or physically up on blue. We also want to create full shoulder rotation, and we want to do this about a very stable right leg, all the while creating our rotation while maintaining our posture and our spinal axis that we achieved at address. Let's go ahead and watch you initiate your takeaway here. Draw your hands back, turning your shoulders. Looks great. Club's coming back on a pretty decent plane through here as well. Looks awesome. From here, we want to see some wrist hinge occur, which we do. Awesome. Now let's work that right up to the top of the backswing and see where you set things. By the time you get to the top of your backswing, we can see that you've turned your shoulders nicely. Pretty stable right side, maintaining your posture, your spinal position that you achieved at address. Fortunately, I have a tendency of sort of crossing the line with the club. We can see that the club shaft and club head have not remained within the blue-yellow V zone, or at least at a minimum, touching blue. So the club is across the line. So we're going to have to reroute this club back into position to come back into the ball. Also looks like we would probably maintain a little bit more arm extension. Looks like your left arm's sort of starting to break down a little bit maybe. So a little bit more extension would be ideal, but there isn't a ton of compression there. As we start to transition back into the ball, simply want to move our weight from our right foot to our left foot, as we see with Jordan Spieth. Want to fire our knees and our hips laterally to the target, unwind our core and fire our hands, and in doing so we want to make sure we're bringing the golf club back onto red, which is where the club originated, and that's exactly what we can see here with Jordan Spieth. The golf club has returned back to plane. Other thing we want to observe at this stage of the golf swing is the relationship between the lead form and the golf club. I refer to this as the backwards check mark. It simply means the club head right now is remaining above and behind our hands coming into the hitting zone, which is going to allow us to create a lot of power in our golf swing, let alone the ability to hit the ball straight, due to the fact that, again, the club has returned back to plane, which is a main criteria in producing straight golf shots. Let's watch you create your transition back into the ball here. So hands drop. You're rerouting the club back towards blue, so that's good. Back towards yellow, that's good. And now we got to get back to red. So let's actually pay attention to this frame. And I like what you did. I mean, you've rerouted the club back into a pretty decent position. Here's your lead forearm. Here's your golf club. You've got your backwards check mark, so creating some power in your golf swing shouldn't be an issue. And we can also see that the club is doing a pretty decent job trying to return back to plane. It hasn't fully returned back to plane as we see with Jordan Spieth as such, but at least it's not out in front of your hands. And as we go to the next frame, let's just go ahead and track that coming into the ball here. It actually drops underneath the plane. So now the issue is because the club's fallen underneath the plane, there is a good possibility that we may block the ball out to the right of where we're aimed, which was pretty much the center of the fairway, if the club face doesn't square up. So at this point in time, we can get rid of Jordan. We can watch your club come into the golf ball. We can see your club face is not squaring up, and we're going to lose that golf ball, I think, out to the right. Let me just see here. Is that the ball? Yeah, that's the ball. So your golf ball is taking off right there. And as we continue to watch it fly, you should be able to pick it up in the air. It's still over here. And it's obviously going to stay over there because the club face was open. I want to come back down to address for a second because you shouldn't have hit that ball that far right. So if I was recording you from face-on view, or we were looking at your golf swing and we were dealing with some fundamentals from this vantage point here, I want to point out to you that your golf ball is positioned too far back in your stance. It's probably maybe in the middle. What you want to do is you want to get your golf ball located up off your front heel with your driver. That will give your club face more time to square up as you're coming back into the golf ball. I don't think you're giving yourself enough time to square the club face up because the ball is too far back in your stance. Okay? Yeah, and I mean the club face doesn't look like it's wide open through the impact zone right there. So if you'd position that ball probably another, I don't know, anywhere from probably 6 to probably 8 inches more forward, that club face will square up better and you'll be able to hit that ball a little bit more on line. As you come through, we want to make sure we're coming off our right heel up onto our right toe here as we're coming through to the finish. So not a bad job there with your footwork. I do also want you to finish with your hands. Try and get your hands, instead of being down low with your left arm against your rib cage, try and get your hands to finish higher. Because that may be causing you to hit the ball a bit off the toe because you're pulling your arms and cementing them against your body as you're swinging through the golf ball. Okay? Overall, you got some nice athletic qualities with respect to your golf swing. Your hands work well. They come back. They fire through. Your core works half decent. You coil, you uncoil. You got decent enough footwork that allows you to get through to a finish. You could complete that footwork a little bit more by getting up on the toe of your right foot when you're done there. Show us the spikes in your shoe. Stand on your left side fully. So that would be ideal. A little refinement there. Again, like I said, backswing looks pretty solid. Need to revise the starting position with respect to your posture. And then from there, let's get the ball a little bit more forward in the stance with the driver. And from there, just keep making the swing you're making, and hopefully by positioning that ball a little bit more forward, club face can square up better and you can start the ball more on line. Because right now your golf swing is too good to sort of hit the golf shot that you did. I think it's primarily based on the fact that the ball is just not far enough forward and the club face just doesn't have enough time to square up. Okay? Anyways, at any point in time you ever want to work on any of these aspects of your golf game, I'm located over at Glen Abbey in Oakville, obviously where the event was held. Be happy to structure a little program for you. Also, if you're involved with any golf tournaments at all, you guys are looking for a unique gift to provide your guests, feel free to reach out and be happy to discuss my swing analysis services. Anyways, hope you had a fabulous day, and hope you enjoyed getting an opportunity to see your swing on video.